Let me get back on screen and go ahead and start the audio. Let's get the show rolling. You guys see me?
We've been seeing you, brother.
You're
You ain't
hot.
went nowhere.
All right.
All right, I can't see myself though. It's scrambled. All right, well, let's just go.
You guys
Jamie,
are live.
fix it for me. I can't, it's scrambled, but I could see Corey and I can't see myself. All right, there it is.
Hey.
Okay, guys, we're back with another installment of the Beautiful Machine, Slightly Inappropriate podcast. We have Corey, who runs this whole caper with me, and our favorite guest host, Miss Sean Binion. Let's give a big hand for
The beautiful.
the beautiful
God, Binion.
Oh, you got
Absolutely. Your fans love you, Sean. Every time you co-host with us, we get a lot of inquiries about you.
cool. I love the same guys too. Have fun.
Well, we got a very special show. It's a little different than our normal show. Our show today is dedicated to helping singles in Detroit find a perfect match for them. You know, it seems weird, but the people that have their act together the most have the hardest time finding somebody. So we have some Beautiful Machine readers who are all dynamite people that are looking to find other dynamite people, and we're going to do our best to help.
Good stuff. Hey, D. Quarantine, the Beautiful Machine mask. Shout out to the
Where's my?
Beautiful Machine mask. Hey, y'all want y'all masks? Beautiful Machine. Get y'all quarantine edition Beautiful Machine mask.
Yeah, they're just about sold out. And I don't know. Are we going to order more of them, or are we just going to let that be that?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. You know, it's good to have limited edition, brother. It's good to have limited edition.
Absolutely. So
hey,
what's
can
going
we get
on?
a toast before we start? Can we toast it up before we start? We gotta toast up and thank our sponsor, Mary from Plum Market. Get your libations. Sean, you got your libations. Everybody toast up.
I do.
Cool. Well, it's been a lot going on this week. You guys excited about the news about Kwame?
Yeah, big news. Kwame Kilpatrick is out. How do we feel about it?
Well, he's not out. He's not out yet. From what I was reading, they're looking at him getting an early release. I think June 10th.
Okay.
Compassionate release.
Wow. I mean, it's kind of crazy for me because, you know, I used to ride for Kwame, man. He was doing his thing in the city. That was my guy, man. And then, you know, he just kept doing dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? So eventually I had to be like, Kwame, you on your own. You know what I'm saying? But it still seems like, you know, from the response online that he's been getting a lot of support. A lot of people are happy that he's been out. A lot of people been posting about it. So, you know, it seems like he still has a pretty good following. Now that he's getting out, a lot of people are excited about it. But then I know, D, you told me there's a lot of people that's upset about it too. So we have kind of a little mixed bag. What you feel, Sean? You like it or you don't?
I'm fine with it. I feel like his sentence was excessive. It was long. He had time. And me personally, I feel like prison is for violent offenders because if you're confining someone, it's like you're saving them or you're protecting other people, right? So if someone isn't actually harming other people, I don't feel that punishment fits the crime anyway. So I'm a little different in that. Yeah, like rapists, serial killers.
Right.
You know, people see like, you know, problems. You know, really that cause violence. I think those are the people that need to be locked down. I think there should be other punishments for other people.
Yeah.
What do you think would have been a good punishment for a situation like that?
And I don't know. It could be thought out. I think fines always are constantly paying money, restitution. But
well, that was the problem. That's why he went to jail though. He wouldn't pay the money.
You don't pay the money, you know, and that if you don't, then hey, that's what it is. What it is.
Well, he paid a steep price. His marriage is, you know, over. You know, I believe he lost his law license. If I'm not mistaken, he can't run for public office again, which I don't know. And, he owes a lot of money. So, I mean, 28 years was bullshit. That for sure was ridiculous. So, what's he been gone, like 7
years? 7 years.
7 years to lose his whole shit, I think is reasonable, and he's still in debt. So, I hate to be the guy that says it, but it's just a fact. Look at the goddamn guys that Trump, they all got 5 years.
There's several of them that need to be put under the jail.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. So, it was ridiculous. I think that, when you get a guy that is a high-profile person like Kwame, it's a career maker. So you go from being a nothing prosecutor to, being the next goddamn Jeffrey Feiger if you get him to go to prison. And they just went overboard. And from what I see, and again, this is some bullshit, but this is what I see. It seemed like all the black people are saying, I'm happy to see Kwame come out, and all the white people are saying, what the fuck? He's better, and so, welcome to America,
Right. Well, I've been seeing a lot of black people too that's kind of on the fence about it. I saw a couple people say they would, he should have been there at least 10 years. Some people say 15, so a lot of people are, on the fence. Some people are real happy. People are kind of, so about it. I would like to know what our viewers think.
I thought 10 years would have been plenty. You know what I mean?
I would like to know what the viewers think, man. If viewers comment, let us know what you feel about Kwame. Put in the comments right now. Tell us if you think he served enough time, if he should have served more time. Are you happy he's out? Let us know how you feel, guys.
Well, he's not out. Quit saying that. He's
been released, so I say he's out like that. I'm not saying he's out walking the street, but he's out because he's been released.
Trust me, a guy that's locked up, he doesn't count the minutes before he doesn't hit the pavement before he hits the pavement. So, don't jinx it. But yeah, hopefully he'll get out. There's going to be an article in the June edition of Beautiful Machine magazine that gives him some ideas about some can't miss career moves. So you guys look for that, because whatever happens, I believe he's going to be successful because he's a brilliant guy. And I think a lot of that shit was just youthful indiscretion. And
I want to put one of them out there because I know you didn't use it in the magazine, and I heard this, somewhere else. But somebody said they think he should open up a weed dispensary.
I think that's
Kwame Kilpatrick weed dispensary. What you think?
No, I wouldn't support that. I think that would be a waste of his intellect.
Hey, it's a lot of money in the weed game, brother.
I don't even know if he could get a weed dispensary with his felonies.
Yeah, wrap on that, I think.
I can't. I'm not gonna share the list, but I think we have a really solid list of things that he could do and really, number one, help people, and number two, get some bread. Because Kwame is he's really a brilliant guy. If you've ever had the opportunity to really sit with him and talk to him, I've been lucky enough to be able to do that. He's really a brilliant dude who demands a lot of respect.
He had a lot going for himself, man. I felt like he was definitely one of those guys that could have had a very long political career. I feel like he could have, eventually made it up. Sky was the limit for him, at his peak. That brother was in my opinion, an Obama trajectory, almost
absolutely
like that. And so
I believe that.
Yeah, he took that and just kind of threw it all away. You know what I mean? Kind of got caught up in the, in that power. So,
exactly. So getting back to the singles thing, Sean, why did you think it's so hard for successful women to find men?
Well, I really don't know. I really do think there's less men in the pool than there are women. So that's one thing. Yeah, there's a struggle out here. A lot of times, a lot of the men we run into, I know a lot that I've run into, they have either marriages going on
Right.
Just a lot of things going on, and so or they're coming with the riffraff, and I say the women don't either.
What do you mean? What's the riffraff?
They're still dealing with a lot of their baggage, and
Really?
it goes.
Tell me some male baggage. What's that? Okay,
so you have your ex, but you're still not with you. So you two still live in the same house, or right?
They roommates.
Roommates. That bullshit. Things like that. Or you're just still attached, or everyone, they're still attached to other things in their life in the past, and they can't let it go and move on into their future. And women are guilty of that as well. And all the successful women around me, I know there's a whole plethora of things that I've heard. I mean, run into guys that want to meet for the first date in a parking lot. Like,
what?
Yeah, silly. I mean, I don't know where these clowns come from, but I've heard
a parking lot.
Parking lot. Yeah. Like, what the hell is that? So,
I don't even understand how that could happen. I mean, what? I mean, that sounds like you're about to get snatched the fuck up.
Exactly.
In a parking lot.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So let's meet here. I've heard some things. So I don't know. It's weird because I know a lot of beautiful women or a few beautiful women who are successful, smart, great personalities, but it's like, and I think it's just a mismatch. I think sometimes we're attracting certain things, but we're maybe picking the wrong things, pick people too. And that's the problem. So we have to kind of pull back and think about, okay, what type of people are we picking?
Sean, would you date a man that made less money than you?
I have.
Really? How'd that work out?
Well, here's the thing, and I just had this discussion with my mom earlier today. It doesn't necessarily matter the amount of money. I mean, I'm not talking about necessarily him being poverty stricken, but how the man treats you, because a man can be a multimillionaire and not do anything for you.
True that.
Not share anything with you, and that means nothing to the female. What purpose does he serve? And not saying that he's supposed to just share his money, but you have that, and you have someone that may work 2 fast food jobs, and you say you need anything, and he has before you even say anything. So that's the type of man I prefer. When you hear me, when you know that I need something, let's pay attention to what I need. Pay attention to what I need. I can take care of myself. I make plenty of money, enough money to take care of myself. I always had. I've never depended on anyone. I've been working since I was 15. Never been unemployed. So I bring things to the table.
That's right.
And so
you bring a lot of things. I'm sorry.
Right. So I expect him to bring that too. And then if I am in need of something, first of all, he can recognize that. If he doesn't, if I say something and if he wants to ignore it, that's the type of man we're not meant for each other.
No, I totally get
so that's what he's willing to do.
Corey, what kind of woman gets you to the jewelry store, buddy?
Let's see, attentive, someone that's attentive, affectionate, someone that is supportive, he's good. I think all men want a woman that supports them and, helps build them up, right? They always say behind a good man is a good woman. So, I definitely feel like those are really good traits there. Of course, the woman in the streets and the freak in the sheets ain't bad either. You know what I'm saying? That's always a good thing.
Okay.
But those are like, some key things right there. Being attentive, being supportive. You know what I mean? Those things go a long way, especially for men. What you think?
I mean, of course. I mean, I think that what women don't realize is men need the same love and affection that they need. You know what I'm saying? They need, the nicest gift that any woman ever bought me, and this is crazy, was flowers. I really felt something when a woman gave me flowers. And I don't know, man. We, as a man, we all want to feel like a hero to the woman that we care about. You know what I'm saying? So that comes with admiration and appreciation for the things that you do. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, for me, I have to have a woman that is both the street smart and book smart, because you know, we liable to be at a party at the mayor's mansion on Monday, and Tuesday we might be at Starters with a guy that's wanted in 15 states having a stay. You know, so it just depends. You know what I'm saying?
You have quite a array of friends, my brother.
Absolutely. So, you know,
You're well-rounded. That's great.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because, you know, I grew up with a lot of guys who didn't take the right path, but we still love each other. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, you know, I've dated women where, you know, we left this bougie party and, you know, I might have whipped out a J in the car and they're like, what the, you know, acting like, you know, I pulled out a syringe about to shoot heroin. I can't have that kind of woman in my life. Like, I'm everything. You know, I'm ghetto. I'm conservative. I'm everything. So I have to have a woman that can at least appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Right. And like, I think a lot of times people they're shocked because I come, like, if you just kick it with me, I come across probably more conservative than I do any other way. But that's just what it is. But, you know, I don't know, man.
Hey, dog, I think the term is bougetto.
Well, I don't think I'm bougie at all. I don't think I'm
bougie and ghetto.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'm bougetto. Yeah. You know, so that's what it is. And you know, it's a balancing act. You know, and we all like certain things. You know, and for you, I'm sure it's a balancing act too, Sean. You got to have a man that could do this, do that. You know, I mean, think about this. If you had a man that was smart, you know, worked at the office, all that, but didn't know how to do shit at the house, and like something happened, he couldn't even, you know, he's got to call some dude to come do a minor repair. That's a turnoff, I would think.
Yeah, it is kind of, because I grew up in a house with a dad who fixed everything. Yeah. You know, and so that's what I saw. So
exactly. You know, you got to have bread if you don't know how to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like the hot water tank, you got to have bread. You got to go in the other room and say, get over here, dude. I'm paying you double. Or your wife or your girl's going to be looking at you like you're a buster. Like, fix this.
And there's no excuse now, man. With YouTube, man, you can learn how to do everything. You could be a brain surgeon. Really, YouTube shows you how to do everything.
Right, because I'll get fixing hands-on, so I expect him to be.
Listen, I'm taking the bread route. I ain't cut grass in 25 years. Last time I was cutting my father's lawn and was like wondering, was I doing the right thing? Like, so I'm one of them guys. I'm calling, but it ain't gonna be no lack. You know what I'm saying? So that's funny, but you know, I tell you, and I want both of your opinion on this. In the last, I don't know, 5 years, 6 years, whatever we'll say, I've met women that had no idea how to accept a guy that was crazy about them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been broken up with several times because girls think or have thought that I was too good to be true, which is insane to me.
There's what that is, Demetrius. And I just had this discussion with my best friend. They're being dismissive avoidant. That's the term we use in psychology.
Jesus Christ,
so,
explain.
So when someone becomes more drawn into you, gives you more attention, that person attention, they actually become dismissive.
Hold that thought 1 second. Hey, Jamie, our first guest, are they like blocked out or?
Chris is in the waiting room waiting for,
Chris, she's the only one? There's no other?
Larry popped in for a second and then went away.
Okay. All right. Well, is it a way you could let us know? Because we'd have pulled them in a little earlier.
Yeah, on the chat there.
He put it on the chat. I seen her come in, but I didn't think it was time to bring them in yet.
Oh, I didn't see it. I apologize, Jamie.
Looks like Chris is gone and Larry is in the waiting room now.
Okay. Well, why don't you go ahead and bring Larry in, and when Chris calls back, just bring her in.
You got it.
Okay, but go ahead with what you were saying, Sean.
Okay. But yeah, the dismissive avoidant personality, actually, it's, like I said, a term I just discussed with my best friend earlier, is someone that the more attention they get scared off, basically, when someone's showing them that they really care, because they don't feel that, deep down, they don't feel like they really deserve it, so they sabotage it by being dismissed.
Wow. Let me tell this is real. I'm going to tell the story in like 2
Hey,
seconds.
D, Sandra's in the room, by the way. He just posted, just to let you know. Sandra is in the room.
Sandra?
In the waiting, yeah, she's in the waiting room.
Who is Sandra, bro?
I don't know. It just says Sandra's in the waiting room.
It says Sandra Prince.
It says who?
Sandra Prince is in the waiting room.
Oh, that's Kristen. That's Kristen.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, let her on too.
That's
Got it.
All right, real fast story. I'm going to tell you this in like 10 seconds. This girl named Joy. Okay, Joy was dope. She wasn't dope. She could be dope. And she was getting doper as we were going along. And I liked her. I for real liked her. And she called me and said something like, if we get married, would you buy me this cake? Like, and sent me a picture of a wedding cake, right?
Yeah.
Now, to me, the cake was bullshit. It wasn't, I would have bought her a better cake. But I said yes. And then she called me back 5 minutes later. And she said, me and my mother at the mall. I've been telling her so much about you. Come meet my mother. I said, I'm on my way. Right? This is a true story. She called me back 5 minutes and said, I can't be with you anymore. This is just too much. I can't handle it. Wow. I'm scared, blah, blah, blah. And we never talked again.
Oh, wow.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's crazy as fuck.
I think you dodged the bullet, my brother. She sounded a little crazy.
I was going to say the same thing, Corey. Like, yeah,
but you know what? That year that we dated, it was cool. I never seen anything like that. I just think she got scared. And then, I did talk to her. And she was like, I'm just scared. I feel like this is going to end and I don't want to be hurt. And this, and it was, that's happened to me twice. Like, and I'm not fucking Billy D. Williams. I'm not doing anything special. I don't think, I think most guys, Corey, and all the guys I know, we look better because other guys are so whack. You know what I'm saying? I just think we do what we're supposed to do. If you're with a woman, you're supposed to do certain things. Now, and then I'm going to stop talking. We're going to talk to the guests. No, we're going to talk to the guests now. We'll come back to that.
You know how deep go on his rants. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
How are you today?
How you doing, brother?
Hey, Larry.
Larry, what's up, brother? Hey, let's welcome Larry to the show, everybody.
Larry.
Hey, all right. Y'all doing? Miss Binion?
Let's give Larry a special thanks. Larry's a little bit under the weather, and he still came out to spend a little time with us.
Yeah, the sport team.
Absolutely. What happened to Christian?
She's right here. Kristen's on.
I can't see anything.
You can't see me?
I can
Yes,
see
you.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris.
Hi everybody.
Hey,
How you
Chris.
doing?
Good. Happy Saturday.
Absolutely.
Saturday.
All right, so Chris, we'll start with you. Chris, what we're trying to do is very simple. Mm-hmm. We meet all of these dynamite people that are smart, beautiful, all the right things, handsome, successful, and nobody has anybody. Doesn't make any sense to me. So what we decided to do is just give you an opportunity to let the world know who you are. And when I say the world, I mean the world of Beautiful Machine and the people that read the magazine, people that are worth your time. Let them know who you are and see if we can make a match. And if we make a match, we'll send you out to dinner on us. Awesome. And Corey will send you to the Maldive Islands on him. So take a few minutes and tell us a little bit about you.
Okay. Well, my name is Kristen Prince. I am a social worker by profession. I've been doing school social work for the last few years. I do a little bit of interpersonal therapy. Okay. Let's see what else. My degree is in psychology. I went to the University of Michigan for undergrad. Woo.
Gee, smart girl.
Michigan, U of M, go blue.
Go blue. Yeah, hail to the victors. And then I went to Wayne State for grad school, School of Social Work. Yay.
Okay, so you make decent bread.
Well, you know, our profession is not one that we get into for the money.
But you make decent. You're just not getting,
Yeah,
what you probably.
I'm not a bum. I take care of myself.
All right, tell us what kind of man gets your attention.
So I was actually just kind of taking inventory of this. And the type of man that I like definitely is going to be assertive. He's going to know what he wants. He's going to not be fickle. He's not going to be afraid to show his love language and for us to reciprocate. Definitely looking for somebody who's a provider. And let me clarify provider, because I know this gets a lot of flack sometimes. When I say provider, that just means obviously someone who can stand on their own. We can come together and we can build. I do take care of myself, so I'm not looking for anybody. I'm not looking for a meal ticket, so to speak.
Okay. Corey?
So Christian, we already have a question from one of our viewers. Now, this is from the viewer, not myself, but one of the viewers is asking, and you can put it in a range, but they want to know your age. So I know it's inappropriate to ask ladies their age. If you don't want to display your age, you don't have to, but you can put in a range. One of the viewers asked how old you were.
I'm fine with that. I'm 35.
Okay.
Oh, wow. That's dope.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, go ahead, Sean. What's your question for Christian?
All right, Chris. In the past, what are some issues that you run into with potentials or people that you dated that no, this is a red flag, this is a problem? What no, we're not talking again. This is
yeah. Some interesting red flags that I've encountered. Again, and maybe this kind of goes into the providership thing. I've had people not be honest with me, and I think if we're just trying to get to know each other and I'm just meeting you, to not be honest about certain things. Relationship status obviously is huge, but I've had people not be honest about things as small as their car not working right now, or maybe being between jobs. And there's always, I think people always have reasoning behind what's going on, or those types of things. But if you're unable to be honest, I think that really speaks to a larger issue. So
right.
Not being honest, not being transparent, and on really small things, you can say they're small, but if we don't know each other, then that trips off my red flags, because what is going to happen down the line? What are we going to start lying about?
Now, is there a physical thing that you're attracted to? Is there, you like little guys, big guys, light skin, whatever? I mean, what's your thing? That one.
My biggest preference is height preference. I do have a height preference. I prefer 5'10" and up. I'll say the taller the better. I like tall men.
You like tall men?
And I'm sure the question, it begs the question. I'm about 5'4.5", I believe. 5'4.5", 5'5", somewhere in there. I don't have any preference on complexion or anything like that. But
would you date outside of your race?
I have never done it. I'm willing to do it. But that being said, outside of my race, I still do like a little flavor. If a little
swag,
a little spice, a little caliente in there.
now, what age? Like age range? What would you date? Older guys or what's
my guys the guys that I have dated tend to be between 38 and 45. I found that the 45 might be a little older for me, because I would still like to settle down and get married and have kids at some point.
You don't think a guy 46 could do that?
No. I'm not. Actually, my father was 44 when I was born, so I don't discriminate against that. And I could be totally wrong, just in my experience. You know, as we get closer to like the 10-year age gap, it just sometimes was a bit bigger gap than I would like. Like we tend to be maybe at little different points in our life, in our lives. But I'm not closed off to it. I mean, if there were to be a reasonable match that was 46, I'm not gonna say no, we can't match because he's 46. You know.
Okay, hey, Demetrius, we got some questions from the audience. I didn't get a couple of them came through, and I didn't see. Can you see the questions? There was a couple questions for Christian in the chat.
I'm not seeing any of the questions, bro.
I saw a few come up, but I couldn't see them.
Jamie, can you read those
Jamie,
questions?
what are those questions, buddy?
Yeah, sure. Well, the first thing, someone wanted to know, Marvelous Sweet Swab Smith is watching on Facebook, and he wanted to know if you would date a gentleman over 50.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
I probably, I'm a little cautious to do that. As I said before,
Puff Daddy's 50.
There you go.
I used to like Puff Daddy, but I was like 13 when I liked Puff Daddy.
Well, let me get this straight. So if Puff Daddy saw you at Whole Foods, you wouldn't talk to him because he's 50 years old.
You know, would I not talk to Puff Daddy because he's 50? You know, there's probably a lot of other reasons why I may question the connection with Puff Daddy. Not saying that that's reasonable. I'm just being honest.
What all them damn kids he got?
That's a part.
Anyway.
Jamalia is checking in too, and she wants to know what Chris's love language is, and she also said if it's over 50, better be a sugar daddy. So.
You sound like my mom. That's a really good question, actually. My love language is definitely affection, reassurance, and not like a needy reassurance, but just, hey, you know, I think that touch and affection, holding hands, not over the top. I'm not gonna be like eating your face in public necessarily, you know, but we can give each other a peck and hold hands. Gifts, acts of kindness, you know, doing little acts of service.
Do you think, have you run into the issue of guys your age being a little bit immature for your taste?
Yes, I have. A lot of the guys that and it's been a while since I've dated somebody who's my age or younger. I say on average, they probably have been about a 5-year difference.
Okay. You have to, and I'm not advocating for an older guy. I'm not. But the dopest guys on the planet are like 50, like Jay-Z, like, you know, me, like nobody 35 has done a damn thing.
Hey, I'm with it. I'll tell you this. I'm from a ship of 3, and my brothers and sisters. My sister is 54, and my brother is 55. So that's kind of in their age range, and so maybe sometimes it feels a little awkward, you know, if my sister's like, yeah, you dating one of my boys. I don't know, like, you know.
All right, sit tight. Let's get Larry in here for a minute. Larry, where are you, buddy?
As Larry's coming in, Mia Grant checked in the Facebook room as well, and she wanted to know, Deed, you got wine again?
Tell her,
oh yeah,
that's wine again.
We stay with the libations.
And also, hey, Corey, you forgot to thank Mary from Plum. Thank you, Mary. Now, full disclosure, Larry's one of my good friends, so I know a lot about Larry. So this could get a little rough for Larry. I'm going in. All right, Larry, tell us a little bit about your life, buddy. Larry, cut your goddamn mic on?
Well, Larry comes April
Yeah,
McDaniel.
all right.
There he is.
Hey, I'm new.
Larry.
I'm new to this.
All right,
All right, here we go. My name's Larry. I'm 46 years old. I have one son, I have one kid.
Hey.
Who we got?
Hey, April.
Hey,
All
April.
right, sit tight, April. Go ahead, Larry.
And I'm an entrepreneur. I own a construction company and a real estate company here in Detroit. And I'm just looking to meet a nice lady.
All right, what kind of lady you like, Larry? Tell us.
Well, I've dated quite a few, and it's just been a little rough because you get this thing with the women here. On one hand, they kind of go this way, and they kind of and you fall into the pool of lies and deception, and then you get over on this other side here, and you get the women that are just like St. Mary's. So I'm trying to find and land in the middle there, if you will.
All right, now, Larry, are you ready to settle down, or are you just looking to have fun? Where's your mind?
No, right now I'm ready to go ahead and settle down. I've decided it's time. You know, I've been around the block a time or two, or three or four, 5 or 6, but now it's just really time to settle down. I need to go ahead, find a place that I can call home, and this woman and I just get together and just continue to go. That's
All
right.
right, Larry. What's the age gap? Since we asked Christian, what's the age gap that you typically date?
I won't date under 35. Under 35, it's gonna be some bullshit, immaturity. It's gonna be it's the bullshit. You get the bullshit package under 35. So I won't date under 35, and then let's try to keep a ceiling, if you will, because I've had quite a few of the seasoned sisters come approach me at the 55, 65, and that sort of thing, and we want to back it down a little bit. So yeah. I'd say if we can keep it around 50, that'll be good. 35 to 50. Yeah, 35 to 50. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with an older woman now. Ain't nothing wrong with an older woman. Older woman knows what she's doing.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Sean, what questions do you have for Larry?
Okay, Larry, do you have baggage? I'm just gonna flat out ask.
What kind of baggage you talking about?
Yeah.
What kind do you have?
Louis Gucci. How you know it's a Gucci?
No, they want to know that too. No.
She's breaking up.
She's breaking up, Sean. Well, Larry, tell us about your baggage.
I don't have any baggage. I have a son. Listen, I was married before to my son's mother. She and I are divorced. She's moved on. She's remarried, and I have not remarried. My son's 21. He's in his 3rd year of college. He'll be graduating soon. I have no fucking baggage. No baggage.
Nice.
Okay. Well,
I got some Louis. I got some. I got a Louis Vuitton set. You know what I'm saying?
Larry, if you may, can I add some things since we've been full disclosure?
Yeah.
Friends for
Go ahead. Put something.
Larry's like my brother. Larry is one of the best fathers that I've ever seen in my life. He was and he still remains totally dedicated to his son. This great son. His son is a musical virtuoso. I think one issue that I think that women should know is sometime when you get upset, you have a hard time communicating because you don't want to blow it up, and you're meek. You know what I mean? You're a Christian. You go to church. You still go to church, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So you don't rock the boat when I think you should. Like, he's more of a, forget it. And then it just blows up, boom, boom. So I think that that's something you can work on. But certainly, I think you're a great guy. I mean, you still make money, right? You still got money?
Yeah, I make
a little bit of money,
Yeah, I don't need any help. I'm straight.
Do you make over 6 figures?
Sean's back.
Hey,
Sean.
All right, Sean, more questions for Larry.
I lost my connection. Okay. Another question. As far as deal breakers, what are your deal breakers? Dealing with, like, you go on a first date. What are some things that you may see that you're like, you know what, I'm not going to do this again? It's not worth.
Well, I think it had to be something real crazy for the first date. I wouldn't shut it down for the first date. Something you never know. It may be something to just go off. So I would never say a first date unless it's just something totally crazy. I mean, maybe the lady cut wind or something at the table, something crazy.
Yes, ladies, keep it sexy, please. Ladies, keep it sexy.
So I wouldn't cut
we know we're ladies out here acting like dudes. Thank you, Larry. Put it out there.
Yeah. But something that would really, I mean, just manners, just being polite. I really don't like women that are had this attitude all the time. This you owe me something type deal. I hate that. So that's over, done, right?
Larry, I got to rush you a little bit. Tell us what you like physically. What kind of woman gets your attention physically?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I like the rock'em sock'em ass.
Oh my God!
Okay,
what is that?
I like,
Translate that.
Great. I'm glad you asked. I like a nice fit woman. I'm fit, I work out, that sort of thing. I'm no big muscle building guy, but I keep myself together, so I like that. I like for a woman to have herself together, beautiful legs, nice. I just like nice, beautiful women.
Okay, tell us of what's a first date like with Larry Williams?
Oh, first date, it would be just conversation. We go somewhere.
No, where? Details. Cut the shit. Where did you go?
I don't know. We go over to Merriweather's right there in Southfield. Real nice, quiet, not a lot of moving traffic inside. We go over to Merriweather's and sit and have a drink, talk, get to know this woman, find out about her family, what she's done in the past, what she's currently doing, and that sort of thing. And if that works out well, then I would invite her to another date.
And what's the second date look like?
Well, second date we'll go a little bit.
You gonna pep it up a little bit?
Pep it up.
Yeah, we got a little hood on the second date. Yeah, that's when we're gonna go to a neighborhood bar and see how that works.
What the one you own?
No. We're not gonna go to that one first. We're gonna go somewhere else first.
All right, Larry, take 30 seconds, look into the camera, and tell these women why you're the guy for them.
Well, if you want a nice, honest, down-to-earth guy, or an earner, I think the young lady, Sandra, Miss Prince, said something about a guy who can earn. I'm your guy. A guy who's real attentive and is looking to get into a serious relationship and settle down. So
you're looking to get married?
If that happens, yeah.
What the hell does you mean? What does settle down mean?
Listen, you can't, listen. Settle down means for me to get into a committed relationship. Not any outside bullshitting, this lady over here, a girl over there, none of that. And same thing for her. Her have a guy over here, and then the guy at the fucking job is always a fucking guy at the job husband. None of that shit. Dead. Everything dead. Me and you. No fucking around and calling and texting and shit with a guy and your friend over here and your friend over there. Fuck all of that. I'm not interested in any of that. I want a woman who's willing to deal with me exclusively amongst all levels, everything. And that's what I'm looking for. And I know she's out there.
Hey, D, I got one of our viewers said you need to lay off Larry.
No, it's cool. That's my guy.
Larry's literally like my brother. I mean,
yeah, it's cool. Yeah,
I mean, this guy knows more about me than like my real brother. So yeah, Larry.
They said to cut Larry some slack, man. You going in too hard.
Okay.
Well, that's all right. It's cool.
I want Larry to win as bad as I want to win. I mean, me and Larry grew up together. We cut our teeth together. Larry is my guy. So I just and he's a great guy. Like I would let Larry date my sister. I wouldn't let Corey date my sister.
Wait.
That's so nice.
And Larry is my guy. Me and Larry have made a lot of memories that will take me to my grave together. So when I take Larry serious, he's my guy. All right, Larry, thank you. I'm sure some women are going to want to meet you. Get you some rest. I know you weren't feeling well. Stay hydrated. Get you some goddamn herbs. Get your immune system up.
Okay.
And, we'll talk a little bit later. Hey, Christian, you got any questions for Larry before we let him go?
For Larry?
Yeah, for Larry.
Larry, so this did pop up when I was thinking about it. You said you were looking for a long-term commitment, but when Demetrius mentioned marriage, it was kind of like, no, I don't know.
No. Understand. Let me be clear. I've been married before, so I'm not afraid. Just understand that off the bat. But I don't want to set the expectation, because I've had a woman before. I was dating a lady, and Demetrius, I told him about it. I was dating this lady 2 weeks, and that lady would say, "Hey, we got to get married." I said, "Whoa, babe, we just went on. Let's get some time going."
Right. They on the right.
I hear you.
You know,
I hear you.
So let's grow to that. That's not out the question, and I'm not afraid because I've already been there. So, you know, so let's just get there. You know what I'm saying? But there's a whole lot of ground to cover before we get down talking about marriage. You know, you might not even like me.
Right.
You know?
Well, I think sometimes women, when they find a guy that's somewhat decent, they don't want to fuck around. You know, they're trying to lock this deal in.
Down.
You know what I mean? And it's the same. It's the same for guys. When you find a woman that really makes you, you know, I think, and Larry, and we gotta get you the hell out of here, Larry. Well, I think for guys like me and Larry, and even Corey, or my friends, I'll say, if we're not overly crazy about a woman to the point where we're thinking about her all the time, and you're willing to do the extra and to make her happy, and sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it doesn't, but you're guided by love, you know, this shit ain't gonna work, because it's too many distractions. And I think when you find that, you lock it in. That's just my opinion. Corey, are you like that? I don't know if you're like that at all. But I know Larry and I are like that. You know, me and Larry, is that fair to categorize you that way?
I mean, I agree with you. I concur, sir. You know, I agree. You're right. You know, you definitely want a woman that's going to be, like I told you, be supportive, you know, going to uplift you, you know what I'm saying, going to stay, you know, keep you grounded, you know what I'm saying, and keep the love there, because that's what guys look for, man. You get somebody like that, you got to ride with them.
Yeah, if I can't be absolutely crazy about a woman, there's no value there. I just don't give a fuck. You know, it's no value. And I think that when you find that, you lock it down. And I think a lot of women find that in men sometimes, and they, you know, sometimes they get a little crazy.
But I got another thing from one of our viewers. One of the viewers says that they think that Larry and Christian make a good couple already. I got a vote for Larry and Christian.
Hey.
They mentioned us already.
let me say this. I think what you were saying, that goes back to what Ms. Bingen was saying about the psychoanalysis paralysis situation, you know? Okay. When you go too crazy, you go and it just fucks up, you know? Right. You go too far one way, it go crazy, and you go too far the other way, and it go crazy. I just want somebody that's just straight, honest, coming with a positive outlook, none of the you owe me, I owe you type of deal. Somebody to laugh at my jokes, has an open heart. I mean, you know, just the regular stuff. Good relationship with your parents, you know, support my goals and dreams, has her own as well, you know. That's all I want. That ain't too much.
Larry, you're a good fucking kid, and I'm vouching for you.
All right, I'm going.
All right, you get you some vitamins or whatever. I'll give you a call, man. I know you didn't feel good. I appreciate you.
Yeah,
jump in for us. But you deserve all the happiness and laughter that your heart can handle, brother.
Well, let me say this. This was the when we talked about this idea. This whole thing that you're doing is great. The platform, the brand you're building is great. And you took this idea for this Love Zone deal and just made it happen. And kudos to you, my brother.
Love Zone? What the fuck is that? Corey, we trying to rebrand this, buddy.
Whatever you want to call it.
Man, get this asshole out of here. Talk about the Love Zone. All right, man. I'll talk to you soon, brother.
All right,
man.
Hey, Demetrius, you have Steven waiting to get into the Love Zone. And then Jamila on Facebook said that you got to hear from April because April's hair is fire.
Yeah, let's get April. Let's
Steve in?
Yeah, bring Steve in too, because we're all off schedule. And tell Mia, yeah, I got more wine. We're going in heavy.
Right for it.
Hey, Tiffany. I see you watching, honey. My good friend Sean Friday, lifelong friend, is watching. My main man, my other brother from another mother, Dave Lee, is watching. The brains behind the operation, and T.G. King, is watching. And the sensei, Chuck Bennett, I don't know if he's still watching. Tammy Rogers, what up, Del? Okay.
Shout out. Jamila Davis is in the building too. She's the one been asking a lot of the questions.
Okay. Thank you, Jamila. All right, where's hey, where Corey, Tiffany,
April, is April still here?
April, where you at, baby?
I'm here.
Oh, okay, there you go.
How you doing, April?
Hey, how are you?
April, first of all, your hair is fantastic.
Thank you.
Wow. But you're supposed to be social distancing, so
I am social distancing.
How'd you get fresh teeth like that, April?
I'm social distancing.
Okay. Well, April is someone that April, how long have I known you? Maybe a year or so?
Yeah, a year. Maybe a year, a little bit longer.
Okay. Well, April is a wonderful woman. She's a great mother. She actually has.
D, why don't you let April tell us about herself, brother?
Okay, I'm just setting her up. I'm setting her up.
That's fine.
April, tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm April. So I have 2 sons, and my sons are adult sons. I have a 20 and a 21-year-old. They're going to their junior and senior year at Michigan State. I am a former teacher turned entrepreneur. I'm opening up a boutique soon that would sell, it's called Prerequisite Beauty. It would sell pure perfume, makeup, and skincare.
Okay. Nice.
Very nice.
Thank you.
All right, Sean, you take over. Talk to April.
Okay, April, just give me a brief synopsis of what you're looking for.
Well, look, I got my little list. When you said that, I was like, oh, well, I was trying
April
to get
ready.
She's ready.
trying to get the question from Demetrius last night, but he wouldn't give it to me. So,
okay.
Well, let me not look at the list. Let me look at it a little bit, but not really. But I like a man of God, that he loves God with his heart and he shows it with his actions. We have to share similar characteristics and ethics. Emotionally available, absolutely. Also a leader.
April,
I like to travel.
April, I have no idea about your political position, but could you date a Trump supporter?
No, not really. I mean,
you can't be showing the dinner with the MAGA hat on. Can't do it.
Okay. All right, go ahead, April. I just wanted to throw that out.
Okay, yeah, no, not necessarily. I like to travel and go out to events. You know, I like going to concerts. So I'm like, of course, a companion to visit and travel with and go to events with. Somebody that's consistent. No female best friend.
Yeah, that's
no.
always bullshit.
No. That's about it.
So tell us about the guy that gets your attention.
That shows all those characteristics so far. He has to be a gentleman, of course.
Are there any physical features that you need to have? Does he have to be over a certain height? What are the physical features that attract you?
I'm not necessarily. I was at one point into physical features, but now not necessarily.
Really?
No, they can be shorter than me, and I'm about 5'9". Yeah, I'll date somebody shorter than me.
So you date an ugly guy if he's nice?
Yeah. Good question. Ugly is, as long as he's beautiful on the inside, we'll see.
Would you date an older man?
Yeah, so I'm 42, so probably about 55.
55?
No younger than 38. No younger than 38.
No younger than 38.
Do you think a 55-year-old man could, physically, keep up with you? I mean,
yeah. I'm 42. We're in the same generation, so yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So tell us more about you. Tell us more. Tell us some bad stuff. What do you think is bad about you that you'd like to work on?
I don't think anything is bad. I'm evolving, as a person, very spiritual. I focus on, inner beauty. I like to read. I do yoga. I like to exercise.
I got a podcast too. You know, you did our article on Mommy Talk where we focus on positive parental engagement. Advocate for the community. I don't know. I don't think anything is bad about me.
Are you jealous type?
No.
You sure? It's got to be. We all have a bad side. Come on in.
No. Well, I can be very nonchalant. Yeah. That's what it is. Like, I can just nonchalant and probably just be just nonchalant. Like.
But is it real, or is it to make a point, or? How?
No, it's real. It's real.
So you can literally just turn off and not care.
Yeah. Just after we had so many communications and talked about it, I just like, okay, it's whatever.
Really?
Hey, D.
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily bad, though. So
I have another question from the audience. They're asking April and Kristen what their zodiac signs.
Yeah.
I'm a Libra.
October Libra. Shit. Oh, that's not good.
What about Kristen? What's Kristen's zodiac sign?
Oh, Team Capricorn, baby.
Okay, Capricorn. I don't know about that one.
What
you know about Libras?
I know about Libras and Cancers. Oh.
Hey man, I'm a Libra, brother. Libra gang is in the. Come on, brother.
Yeah, Libras, man. We're family oriented.
Exactly. Libras is on point, brother.
Libras and Cancers. Man. God.
If y'all scales are balanced.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, we don't want to go to the other side. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. We just don't care. Yeah.
Are Aries guys any good? What about Aries?
My ex-husband was an Aries, so
is that good? Was he okay?
Mm-hmm.
He was
that's just like, would I date an Aries again? I would, but I don't know.
What are some characteristics of Aries? Because I'm an Aries. I want to know if you're going to get this right. I'll tell you if it's right.
They liars.
What? Okay.
That's so true. They selfish. They're very charismatic. I think they're selfish and they're one-sided.
Really? There's nothing good about Aries?
I say yeah, charismatic. That's good.
Bullshit.
Oh boy.
Liars for sure. God damn. I mean, I'm talking about share of lies, but I don't know if I would be a liar. God.
Oh. That's
man.
Hey, on my ex-husband. Yeah. It's probably slighted.
Hey D, so you know this is the Slightly Inappropriate podcast, right?
Yeah.
And we have our first slightly inappropriate question from the audience. Are you guys ready for it?
Okay.
All right. So one of our audience members asking, ladies, Kristen, April, even Sean, do you prefer panties or commando?
What?
What is that?
This is an audience member, not me. This came from the audience. I'm just
Google that. You said who?
News. I was not.
Commando means no panties.
No panties.
I gotta wear some panties.
Who is it?
I wear drawers most of the time. You know.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, I like to wear underwear, but. Now, I did mention before, I think it was in one of the other podcasts, that in the summer months, we were talking about, I think with the sex therapist, and we were talking about them in the summertime with dresses, like, and letting, when it's 100 degrees, and letting it breathe. So,
yeah.
Depends on where you are, you know, and it's the way you do everything. No one has to know. Everyone doesn't have to know.
Have you been sundress shopping yet?
Where?
Right.
Walmart, Meijer,
Target.
They got cute stuff, actually.
Okay. No, I did. No, Chris, I did buy some cute T-shirts from Target.
Hey, Jamie, bring in Steve for me. Hey, Jamie, is Steve still there?
I don't know. He's just kind of, you should see him on the screen there. He's just kind of lingering there.
I don't see him at all.
Tom T.
Steve, are you with us? Steve, are you with us?
All right, bring in Tom T. I don't see Steve.
All right. We'll see if we can wake up Steven. We got Tom.
All right, let's bring Tom in until we can find Steve.
Oh, there's Steven.
Yeah, bring them both in, and we'll talk to them one at a time.
Steven hasn't connected his audio. Steven, you got to connect your audio.
Oh, God, Steve. Hey, Steve, look at the lower left-hand side. You should see it's like a microphone with a circle. Hit that circle so we can hear you, brother. Can you bring in Tom T?
Hello, can you hear me?
Tom T.
Tom, there he is.
Hi, Tom.
Everybody, let's welcome Tom to the show.
Tom T.
What's happening?
Tom, thank you for joining us, man. I know you had some challenges that you had to move around for, so we certainly.
Anything for you, brother. Anything for you. You know that.
Oh man, thank you, man. I feel the same about you. I love that Jamiroquai shirt.
Oh, yeah. That's my band, man. You know that.
Oh, they're great. Tom, tell us a little bit about you, man.
I'm Tom T. I'm a DJ. I've been a DJ for most of my adult life. I live in Detroit, downtown. Originally from Toronto, Canada. And this is my first time doing one of these, so bear with me.
Okay, Tom, tell us a little bit more about you personally. Tell us what kind of lady gets your attention. Tell us your characteristics.
I'm pretty wide open as far as that goes. Definitely a woman that has something going on, some kind of independent stuff, be it job or entrepreneurial spirit or something like that.
Okay.
Go get her.
All right. You got any questions for Tom, ladies?
Tom, are you a cheater?
Am I a cheater? No, I am not a cheater. I am not a cheater. I am many things, but a cheater is not one of them.
Hey, Tom, real quick, can you tell us what's your the age range of what you'll date, youngest to oldest?
You know, man, I'm an equal opportunity employer. I don't necessarily look into it depends on the situation, obviously, but I look at it. It's got anything over 60 is out. You know what I mean? Just I don't think we'd have much in common. So.
Well, Tom, tell us.
Go?
Yeah, what's the youngest?
The youngest I go? Oh, I mean,
necessarily look into
Hey, Steve.
depending on the situation, obviously.
I think I'm in.
All right, you're in, Steve. Just sit tight.
Anything.
I'm hearing myself back. Is that normal?
Say it again, Steve.
I'm hearing myself talk to myself. Is that weird?
No, Steve
Yeah.
did something that kind of threw it off. All right, say that again, Tom.
Probably somewhere at 25-ish.
Okay. Now, Tom, you travel the world playing records. Are you sure you're trustworthy?
What's that?
Are you sure you're trustworthy? If a woman really, I mean, you're a celebrity. You're a DJ.
I don't know how to answer that question because, I'm gonna say yes. Who says no to that question?
well, what I'm saying is, if you got a girlfriend in Detroit and you're in Amsterdam, and a fan wants to, do a little something or whatever.
Oh yeah, no. That's one thing about me. I don't like. If I'm with somebody, I'm with somebody. That's it.
You're loyal.
Tom, one of the girls wants to know, what is your racial composition?
So I am Indian by descent.
You're full Indian?
Yeah, technically I'm Canadian actually, but I'm Indian for sure.
Do you know Drake?
I don't know Drake. I've met Drake.
Really?
Yeah, at a Raptors game.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, you're pretty.
I have another question from a viewer for Tom. For Tom, they want to know is where you would take a lady on a first date. What's your ideal first date?
In Detroit, it's the DIA.
Oh wow, Coach.
That's it's the DIA. There's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, a lot of things to see, obviously. And then they put that court in with the coffee place, and it's nice. It's real nice over there.
Tom, what's your sign? Another woman wants to know.
Cancer.
Oh fuck. That's. All right, Tom. Tell us something bad about you. Are you selfish? Are you a bully when it comes to arguing?
I'm not a bully, but I'm a my way or the highway kind of guy sometimes.
That's that cancer shit, man, for sure.
Detriment, but yeah.
When's your birthday, Tom? You got a birthday coming up.
July 10th.
July 10th. Wow, I'm sure your plans got destroyed.
I mean, the whole world's plans got destroyed, so can't feel bad about that.
Okay. Tom, so tell us about the woman. I mean, is there racial, do you date all over the board? Tell us about the woman that gets your attention.
Yeah, I'm an equal opportunity employer, man. It's just
black girls, white girls, whatever.
It doesn't matter to me. Like that stuff doesn't really matter. I've been so many places and seen so many things. It's just like that kind of stuff. It never matters to me anymore.
Do you see yourself married in 5 years?
Do I see myself married in 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't.
Do you have any?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Sean.
Do you have any children, Tom?
None that I know about.
Well, Tom, tell us this. I don't even know what the hell I'm asking, but it just sounds cool. What is your love language?
My love language?
Yeah. What's that? What's that?
I don't really understand the question per se.
Sean, explain that for me.
I would say Spanish, but what do you know?
Oh, I know my love language.
What is that? Tell me.
My love language is actions and gifts.
Ah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I've been told the love language is something that you prefer in your relationship, whether it's actions, gifts, physical contact. Those are love languages.
Okay, that definitely action.
Action.
You got to talk about it. You got to be about it too.
All right, Tom, take the next 1 minute and tell these ladies why they should reach out to you and hang out with you a little bit.
This is hard, man. Talking about myself is difficult, man. I don't enjoy it.
So he's a humble guy. He's a humble guy.
I'm the shit. That's it. Like, what else do you need to know?
That's how you follow up humble.
Right. That's exactly how you do it. I'm humble, but I'm the shit.
Yeah,
humble and the shit at the same time.
Right. All right, come on, Tom. Do better than that for us, man. These women are looking.
I mean, I got my, I'm an independent guy. I'm an entrepreneur. I got my own things going on, and yeah. I mean, that's it. That's where it is. I got my own thing going on, and if you are down to be part of it, that's awesome. And if you're not, that's cool too.
Okay. But would you say that you're well worth a little bit of time investment for the right lady?
Oh, I think so. But like, how am I supposed to answer that question too, right?
I mean,
who says they're not? Who comes out of a thing like this and says they're not worth it?
Did you see Larry earlier?
No, I didn't. I just tuned in now.
Yeah, Larry was a little shaky.
Okay.
Oh, Larry.
I'm just joking.
Oh, man.
Tom, I know you got to go, man. Thank you. I'm sure that you're going to get a lot of inquiries, and we will be in touch, my friend.
Okay.
And let's look forward to the world opening back up and getting these dance floors packed again. And
hope so soon, man. Let me tell you.
Make some difference here, man.
I was supposed to leave for Europe next week.
Wow. Yeah, that's not a good idea.
Not happening.
Yeah, I would wait a minute on that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's not happening now.
like 2 years. So, all right, Tom.
Yo, speaking of going, I know we're off subject, but have you guys been seeing everybody like down south going crazy? The clubs are open. And
Yeah, Atlanta.
Running around spreading corona like it ain't going out of style. What's going on? I mean, what's wrong with these
They were
kids?
going to bring back the Freaknik.
Gary.
Yeah.
Everybody's down south, man. I've been watching people's social media, and they're already at the malls, they're at the bars, it's like corona never existed for some of these people.
I got a buddy of mine in Miami who's bugging me to come down there. He's like, yo, get down here, man, get down here. I'm like,
Yeah, let's give it a few weeks, man. Give it a few weeks. All right, Tom, I know you got to
Thank you, everybody. Very nice to meet you all.
Thank you, Tom. I'll be in touch, my friend.
All right, see you later.
Thank you. Bye. Steven, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
How are you, my man?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm wonderful, man. I'm wonderful. Steve, tell
Looks
us.
like you're having a lot of fun.
You froze on the screen, D.
I'm froze?
Yeah.
I'm good now or no?
Yeah, you're good now.
Okay, cool. All right, let's go back to Steve. Steve, tell us a little bit about you, man.
Wow. Oneself is a little difficult. I've been married. I have 3 grown children. 2 daughters and a son. My youngest daughter is with the CDC, oddly enough.
Wow.
And my son is a plastic surgeon in Nevada, in Las Vegas.
Okay.
And my daughter's an addiction doctor in Garden City.
Oh, wow.
I own a magazine called Uniquely You, which is a women's magazine, Metro Detroit.
Okay.
Single, obviously, otherwise you wouldn't have me on here.
Gotcha.
A lot, I kind of feel, I've been watching this whole podcast, and I kind of feel like a pair of White Sox in a room full of tuxedos. And, it's,
Steve, don't feel that way. Why do you feel that way?
I don't know, because I like inclusion. I was brought up by very special parents, Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
And my parents always told me, Steve, there's only 2 kinds of people in this world. And I told you this the other day, Demetrius.
Okay.
That's all that counts. And
you broke up, Steve. Say it last part again.
my parents told me that there were only 2 kinds of people in this world, good and bad.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Amen.
So I'm open to anything in this world that has to offer, because we're going to be here a lot shorter than not. So I think that we should enjoy ourselves.
Absolutely.
I think that we should be good to each other, and that's my feeling.
Okay. So why do you feel like a pair of White Sox? Hold on 1 second.
As a matter of fact, I don't wear any socks. And that's the truth. I have 1 pair in case I have to go to a formal and have to wear a tuxedo. Other than that, I haven't worn socks since I'm 20 years old.
Okay.
Hey, Steve, what's the age range that you date? What do you prefer as far as youngest to
I
oldest?
date anywhere from 45 to 58.
Really?
Right in that age group.
Okay.
Well, Steve,
Yeah.
I want to just touch on this. Steve, we're about inclusion too. I don't want you to feel left out in any way or ostracized or anything. Beautiful Machine is for everybody. It's from 25 to like dead. You know what I mean? Like,
I hear you.
we're all about the love. I don't, everyone is entitled to their own opinions and beliefs or whatever, but we all are under the same umbrella of love as it relates to this. So don't feel that way. I mean, I know you. You're a fantastic human being that has a lot to offer, or you would
I
not
love you, Demetrius.
Absolutely. You wouldn't be here if you weren't a really solid individual that was, worthy of the time. So don't feel that way. And if any, express yourself freely.
Ask me any question you want.
I do have a question though. Now, how old are you, Steve, if you don't mind answering that?
I don't mind at all. I'm 77. I feel like I'm 40.
Okay.
Act
Steve,
like I'm 40.
Steve, now this question could be a little rough, but I mean it with love. Now, you said you date a woman from 45 to what?
58.
58, right in there.
Okay, Steve, now, how can I preface this? Steve, okay, you meet a woman that's 46, okay? You're in love with her, she loves you, everything's cool. I mean, physically, you still got a little lead in that pencil to make it happen?
Not only do I have
All right,
lead,
let's
but
get it. Inappropriate time.
not only do I have lead, but it's very sharp.
Okay. I mean, Steve, because that's a question that a woman would want to know. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me put it this way. I really don't believe in premarital sex.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because it holds up the ceremony and the hors d'oeuvres get cold.
Steve, you're hilarious.
Hey, I got a question for Steve. Audience member wants to know, what type of lady physically do you like, Steve? What's
Generally, I like a woman who is taller than me.
Okay.
Because I'm very self-confident in that. I like a woman who's nice. Nice is a strange word these days.
Hey, Steve, hold that thought 1 second. Jamie, do we have anybody in the waiting room?
Yep. Kesha Carr is
All
in
right,
the
bring her in.
All
All right, go ahead, Steve.
I like a girl, actually a woman, who I would not want to be without. Somebody who has a great sense of humor. Somebody who likes being with somebody who cares. Someone who treats them the way they want to be treated.
Okay.
And
I think you might be winning April over here.
I think that an older man fits that bill.
Hey, Steve, I think April might be April might be ready to rock and roll, Steve. Steve, you like a little brown sugar?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, it looks like April is
I haven't heard anything from April. It seems like you're being a ventriloquist right now for her.
Well, see, every time you talk, like she pops up on the screen and her facial expressions are, are interesting. Look at her. She's smiling.
Right. She's quite smitten over there.
April, you have any questions for Steve?
No.
You don't have any questions for Steve? What about you, Sean? I know you got some questions for Steve.
All right. Well, Steve, so once you find that one that you like, what happens next? What do you?
Well, first of all, on a first date, because it's spring and summer, and if it opens up, I think I'd go to Eastern Market with her.
Okay.
Maybe have lunch afterwards. If that works out, I think we'd spend the rest of the afternoon, maybe walk around the riverfront.
Okay.
Talk to each other, get to know one another. If that works out, the next time, I would definitely ask her out for dinner. Of course, we would have to meet in a parking lot, but other than that.
Yeah, that's insane. Now, Steve, let me ask you a question. Hey, Steve, let me ask you this. Let's say if you met a young lady, right?
Yes.
And she liked you, whatever, but she was apprehensive about the age difference. She's like 40 or whatever. She's beautiful, whatever. But she wanted you, and Steve, please, you know me. You know I love you. If she wanted you to be her, let's say, sugar daddy, are you open to those kind of relationships?
No.
Really? Why not? Those are fantastic.
I'm nobody's sugar daddy. If somebody wants to be with me, they're going to be with me.
Steve, you've never played the sugar daddy role?
Never have, never will.
Oh, bro, you don't know what the hell you're missing.
I'm not missing anything. Because if a woman is with me and I'm married to her, she's treated beautifully.
I believe that. You're a creative man, and I know your soul. But I'm just talking about, just in the interim until you find that right one, that's all. I just asked.
I think that if I was looking for that, I wouldn't be on this show. Because I think the people that are turning in for this show right now,
they're looking for
actually to find somebody that will mean something in lives.
Steve, next week, we have a woman that's coming on I think will be perfect for you. And we'll talk a little bit about that offline. I mean, because I know you. You're a beautiful soul. I mean, can I tell a little bit about you?
Absolutely.
This man
I have no secrets.
He used to own a greeting card company where he wrote all of those romantic things that people buy cards for because they don't know what to say. He's a photographer. He takes some of the most beautiful pictures you ever wanted to see. This guy can take you and make you look stunning in a way that most photographers can't. And when he's very poetic, and he's very, I don't know what word, I think the word eccentric is a good word, but he's the kind of guy that you have fun with. There will never be a dull moment. So, like, we don't have anybody on this show that aren't great catches. I make fun and all that stuff, but everybody on this show is qualified to be here and be a great catch. So, Steve,
let me tell you something. in the past, two of my really good friends, Adam and Eve,
Okay.
they once told me that it doesn't matter how old you are, but you should always eat an apple a day to keep those doctors away.
Okay.
So that's what I've been doing. And I'm as healthy as can be.
Absolutely.
So
you look great.
my appetite for a good woman is also healthy.
Cool. Now, Steve, take a minute, look into the camera, and tell these women why they should want to go out with you, brother.
Because I'm honest, I care, I'm a romantic, and I treat women with respect.
Okay. That's it?
Well, there's a lot more. But
you got
I think
about
that
15 more
we're gonna run out of time. I have a loving family. I have wonderful children who are very accepting of anybody. I think you could tell that. I mean, one daughter's with CDC. My son's a surgeon. My daughter is an addiction doctor. So they care about people. And I think somebody would like being with me. My friends are wonderful. Demetrius knows one of my friends, and I think he can attest to him.
Oh, this guy's a heavy hitter.
Being with me is having a really nice life.
That's very interesting.
That's great.
I agree with that. Steve, thank you for coming on our show.
I want to thank you for having me. I think that all of you guys are terrific. I love your podcast. I watched it from the beginning, and I'll speak to you during the week.
Absolutely.
You have a great weekend.
Steve, thank you very
and
much,
stay
sir.
safe.
You too, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
You got it. Take care, everyone.
Thank you. Hey, Jamie, is Keisha still around, or did she hang up?
She's on mute.
She's on mute? I can't see her.
Yeah.
Bring her up.
Yep.
I'm here.
Hey, Keisha, how are you?
She's driving. Keisha, welcome to the podcast, everybody.
Hey,
Welcome,
Keisha.
Welcome to the podcast.
Hello.
Hi, ladies and fellas.
Keisha, so how are you today?
I'm great.
Your lipstick is popping.
Thank you. It's mine.
Yes.
Is that from your line?
This is from my line.
Tell us a little bit about your line. You got 10 seconds.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Tell us a little bit about your makeup line. Can you hear me?
I think we lost her. She drove us to a dead spot.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Keisha, you there? Keisha. Yeah, she's something weird's going on.
She's driving, so she's probably going in and out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keisha, you there?
I'm here.
Okay, tell us a little bit about your makeup line.
So I have a lip gloss line called Lip Lover. I do it with my daughter. She's 8 years old. This is our business together. It does liquid matte. This is a high shine lip gloss. We have 4 different collections. I try to do it for every complexion, every age. My daughter's lip gloss collection is for young girls who are age like 8 years old to like 18. I have liquid mattes, bright colors, everyday. It's for everyday women. It inspires women to be confident and be brave.
Okay, tell us your website, and let's get into the other stuff.
Okay, it's www.liplover, and it's spelled LIPLUVHER.com.
Okay, perfect. Now tell us a little bit about you.
So I'll be 40 next month. I'm a single parent with an 8-year-old daughter who's my business partner. I also have another business. It's a nonprofit, for-profit company, or 2 separate entities, but it's called Credit and Conversation Credit Education Services. I graduated from Michigan State University in 2003 with a Bachelor's of Arts. I love football. I love being with my family. I love being a blessing to others. I have a great sense of humor, and I love to travel. I love to inspire others, and let me see. I really just enjoy having a great time. I like good vibes and good energy.
Okay, so John, take over. Ask her some questions.
So I'm gonna be just up front. What are you looking for, and what's the BS that you're not looking for? What have you run into that you're like, no, I'm tired of this?
The lies. Like, I'm so tired of guys lying when the truth will do. Because if I'm
Do guys lie that fucking much?
I'm going to deal with you regardless. Just be honest. Give me a choice. Don't make a decision by lying. I'm sorry, I hear you, Demetrius.
Do guys lie that much?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
What I've learned, the age doesn't matter. I prefer 45 to 55.
You're breaking up.
I do like older men. I pulled over. I pulled over and stopped driving.
Okay.
You still breaking up?
We got you.
Yeah, you're good for now.
Yeah, I pulled over and stopped driving. What I'm tired of is definitely the lies. Guys who have expectations who can't meet their own expectations.
Explain that. Explain that.
They'll want you to commit to them, but they're not fully.
You sound like a goddamn robot. I'm not sure what's
They'll want you to cook.
They say you're going too hard on
them, but they wouldn't return the same in return. Another thing that I'm tired of, just the lies more than anything, and people who are closed-minded and who are selfish. And when I say selfish, I mean selfish as that version of selfish.
I'm not enjoying this conversation at all. You sound like a robot. I can't. Are you guys hearing her okay?
No, it's coming in and out.
Yeah, it's coming in slow.
Hey, Keisha, log off and log back in, and let's see if we can get a better connection.
Okay.
Okay. So guys are really liars like that? Seriously, ladies?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Really?
Yeah, they lie about stupid shit.
Right. Like you.
Yes.
Let me make the decision for, things that you shouldn't lie about. They don't realize that females will still mess with them anyway.
You know what? Out of all the lies I've told, I think, how do women feel about sharing their money with a man? Okay. All right. We got a question here from Marvelous Sweet Suave Smith, which that name is a little interesting. He wants to know, how do women feel about sharing their money with a man?
What way?
I'm not really sure what that means. Does that mean
clarify that question?
Yeah, Marvin, clarify. Does that mean that you want girls to buy you stuff, or you want to split the bills? What are you saying exactly?
I think what he means is like growing together, right? Because I think one of the questions was,
do you know this guy? Do you know?
I think one of the questions that we had on the table was, do women expect men to pay for everything, right?
Okay.
And so I think what he means is, does a woman expect their man to pay for everything, or are they willing to contribute to the finances so they both can get where they're trying to go? I think that's what he means.
Okay, April, do you expect for your man to pay for everything?
If we're dating, yeah. If we're going out to eat, yeah.
No, I mean like when you get together.
A relationship.
So let's say you date, you're a couple, you're at that point where you're going to move in together. Is he supposed to pay everything?
No.
Are you like one of those women that says a man is not a man if he doesn't pay all the bills?
I'll pay some.
You'll pay some?
Yeah.
So if the bills are $3,000 a month, how much would you chip in?
How much I chip in if they're $3,000? I don't know. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know. It just depends. I'll definitely contribute though.
All right, Sean, if the bills are $3,000 a month, how much are you willing to chip in?
He's really good. I ain't pitching 1,000.
You're pitching. What about you, Krisha? How much?
Yeah, I mean, if it's 3,000, I say 1,000, 1,500. I mean,
So you okay? This is something I heard. This made all the sense in the world. First of all, ladies, let me clarify something. There's not a man on the planet that wouldn't want to pay all the bills if he could. Mm-hmm. That's just in our nature to be providers, whatever. Mm-hmm. Now,
time out. That's not true. It's not.
I was gonna say
a couple guys. Right. I can't say all the men, brother. I don't know. Hey, I know some guys out there that will definitely mooch off of their woman. So don't say that. Don't say that.
Well, those aren't the guys that will be on this podcast.
Yeah, but you said it's not a man on the planet.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Planet Beautiful Machine.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
clarification.
See, this, I don't know. I mean, I don't know the answer to that because first of all, I grew up in a house where my dad paid everything. My mother didn't pay anything, but it was a different world back then. We had a great house in a great neighborhood that my father paid $27,000 for, and that was a lot. They didn't have $2,800 bags and $1,800 shoes and all the things that women liked back then. So this is the thing. Me personally, I would go into a relationship thinking I'm going to pay everything. Okay. I have no problem with that, but that's not, to me, that's not even, you do whatever you do to make the relationship work. So let's say, first of all, I'm not going to be with a girl that's a bum, period. She's going to make her own money doing something, whether she's, structured education, whatever it is, or a hustler and sells fucking donuts, whatever it is, she's going to have money. That's just intellectually, that's what I'm attracted to.
That's what it's supposed to be.
So what does it look like if I'm struggling to pay $5,000 worth of debt and she gets to keep her $5,000 to go bullshit around and buy stuff? That's not how love works to me.
Well, it should be. And I've been in a past relationship where my ex has lost his job. He's lost his income. And we were together, and I'm not going to say, okay, it's over with. You lost your income. And I'm like, so what do I have to do? If we're together, and we're in the same household, I'm taking care of things until you get on track. I'm going to help you get back on track.
Right.
It's different if you're like, I'm just not going to do anything, and you become a couch potato. I come home, you're not looking for a job anymore. You know what I mean? You lost that motivation to work.
That's totally different. I think any woman that would say a man is not a man if he's not paying all the bills is not worth dealing with, because she doesn't understand shit. And like, marriage is not 50-50, it's 100-100. And to me, like, it does. Okay, let me pose this question to all the ladies. If a man pays all the bills, let's say he pays them all, right? And at the end of all of this, he only has $300 a month left. How happy is he going to be? While you're wandering around talking about, oh, my guy pays everything, like that doesn't, like economics. This is what I propose. If you want your man to pay all the bills, live like he can afford to live. If he can't afford to live in Farmington Hills, take your ass back to Linwood.
Yeah.
If you're not willing to help and be happy, because economics, things are different now. You can have a master's degree and still be underpaid. It's so many things that could happen in this world. There's so many things that women need. You can't even buy a good pair of jeans for under $100. A good cologne costs $300. You can't even go to a movie without almost crushing $100 bill. So, I don't know. I don't know, Corey, take over, because I don't want to.
Can I say something?
You're on your soapbox, brother. You're on your soapbox.
I don't want to say nothing that's going to happen.
Can I say something? I would just venture to say I agree with you, Demetrius. I think that's a good way to kind of tell where people are and how you really feel about the relationship. If you have these preset notions, okay, I'm looking to be living here and my man pays this and he gives me these bags, X, Y, Z, especially if that's not something you do for yourself. It's understandable if that's your standard, if that's what you already have and that's how you take care of yourself. But at the same time, if those are my expectations, why would I expect my partner and we're building together to just be doing that? Not to mention, if we don't have any assets or anything like that, why are you buying me a Chanel bag?
Exactly, right. Spend smart.
I agree.
I'm just saying.
Sometimes like men, we do things like that because we want you to feel special.
Yeah.
We want you to, like, it's a fact that, man, we spend our money on our priorities. You know what I'm saying? So if we buy you a Chanel bag, that means it's your priority.
Buy me a Chanel bag by all means, but don't live in a cardboard box and buy me a Chanel bag.
Right, that's just going backwards. You hustling backwards. You hustling backwards.
In the dark. Right, we're dark with my Chanel bag. Like, no.
I'm just saying, let's prioritize. By no means, Demetrius, would I turn down the Chanel bag, okay? I like Chanel bag. I buy myself a Chanel bag. Yeah. But I certainly will take it from my significant other gracefully and graciously. I would appreciate that. But I would hope that somebody that could put that type of money into a Chanel bag is also obviously have their priorities straight, and we're building wealth that's tangible.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Corey, if I may, I want to share something with you ladies that you might not know about men, because I have a lot of friends, and most of my friends are people that do shit and have money and are cool and educated and all that. That's just, I'm lucky that way, I'll say. The biggest problem, and Corey, please, as the other guy on this show, jump in and help me. The biggest a big problem, I'll say, is women don't really understand that men, we go through so much, like living in this world, like black men in particular, trying to hustle and be right and bring stuff to the table and make sure you have what you need and have more. And if you're an entrepreneur, even if you got a job, you're always hoping that something don't go right, especially in these times, these polarizing times that we live in, whether it's true or not. We feel like black men are under siege. You get pulled over by the goddamn cops, you don't know if you're gonna live. You know, you don't know if the guy that you call your boss is some weird dude that has some kind of predisposed notion about you. These pressures are things that we just don't talk about. We just come home. We say, how are you? We play with the kids. We don't say, honey, I'm stressed out. We don't say anything. We just take it. And a lot of men, and this is white men, black men, we all have so much stress that we hide from our families because we've always been told that we shouldn't express our feelings and we shouldn't cry and we shouldn't do all this stuff. And if women just realize that we need the same things you guys need, probably just a lot less of it, you could get a man to do whatever you want him to do if he really loves you. If you just rub the man's back of his neck and said, baby, it's going to be okay. I see what you're trying to do, as opposed to whatever else you might say or saying nothing, it would be better for the relationship. And I want to say one other thing, then I want Corey to jump in. Like, the reason sex is so important to men is because we get that feeling from sex when we don't get it otherwise. So if a woman just reaffirmed you and made you feel like a hero more, then everything would balance out more. Because when you're walking around blind and you're not getting that, you just go with what makes you feel good, and that's typically sex. Now, Corey, jump in and say something, bro.
I mean, I concur with you, brother. I feel like you said a lot that makes perfect sense. You know, like I said, you know, the man just wants their woman to, you know, uplift them. You know, the worst feeling they can have is to come home and, you know, the woman's complaining. They already had a bad day, and then she complaining about something crazy, or, oh, you ain't doing this, or, you know, all that type of stuff. So, you know, to be reaffirmed, and, you know, they always say, like, you know, as a man, you always feel better when, or the woman can always push you ahead by reaffirming you, you know, that woman behind you. So everything you said was right on point. You know, now I wasn't with you with the sex thing, because girls like sex just like guys. You made it sound like guys only want sex, but women want sex too.
I mean,
so,
listen, man.
You know
and I agree with that. But men, we put a premium on sex in ways that most women don't. I'm not saying all women, but I think a lot of times we want to have sex because it makes us feel good. But really, what we really want is something else. We really want to feel appreciated and loved and cared for and nurtured and protected and secure. And conversely, I think a man's job is to make his woman feel loved, cared for, protected, and secure. Like, we should be, both of us should be each other's biggest cheerleaders.
Right.
And a lot of times, like cheating on both sides, men and women, is because of those loops, those big gaps, those big empty emotional holes that don't get filled. And you go to work and Susie from accountants is telling you, oh, your cologne smells so good. And your wife ain't telling you shit. You know, or you get your hair done and your husband doesn't say, hey, April, your hair looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't even notice it. Or he forgets your birthday, or you want to see a movie that you've been talking about for 2 weeks, but he's so damn selfish, he'd rather see the goddamn Transformers or whatever it is. You know, it's those things that we don't pay enough attention to. And I think if we did, it would be better for both of us.
But you know what, Demetrius? I'm sorry. Does that? I'm glad you brought that up because I feel like me and Sean were having a conversation somewhat about this.
I was about to talk about our conversation about that.
And that goes though into accountability though, because and this is not about blame, but I think both partners on both sides are doing the same thing. If we don't express our needs, then how does the partner know what our needs are? Because we do things to kind of put off this thing. Like you said, okay, I'm stressed, but I come home and I don't say anything. But now it's going to come out a different way, right? It's going to be passive.
You gotta say it. You gotta say it.
I know, but what I'm saying is that what you're doing is right. I think this needs to happen more on both sides. We just have to express it. We can't come in and assume that people know this stuff.
You can't.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
You've been taught.
I agree.
I don't care. I'm coming in saying,
come in and say it.
You hurt my feelings. You hurt my feelings with that stupid shit you said, and we need to talk about it.
Yeah. But if they get scared, some people are still scared of rejection. It doesn't matter how old you get. So if you've gotten into this thing where you're like, okay, and this is probably subconscious. You're not consciously thinking, okay, I'm going to do this to keep my man, or I'm going to lie about this, or I'm not. Some people are, but that may not be. In fact, what you're doing is just learned behavior, because that's been expressed for men. It's a weakness to show emotions. But I would say that can be flipped back on women too. Oh, you're crazy. Oh, you're needy. Oh, you're nagging. Oh, you're this. Oh, you're that. And it's really an attempt to try to show you, okay.
Exactly. I totally agree. And I think that there has to come a place where if you decide that you're going to be with someone and you love each other, you have to be vulnerable. You just have to be willing to get crashed to make this shit work, or it's not going to work. And it's kind of like going to a scary movie, right? If you go to a scary movie and you're sitting there like a macho dickhead and not allowing yourself to be immersed in the experience,
you're not going to enjoy it.
You're not going to enjoy it. You go to a scary movie with me, I'm jumping, I'm screaming, I'm doing all that shit because that's how you experience what the director meant for you to experience. Yeah. So if you come home and you've had a bad day and you don't say nothing and the person doesn't pick up on it, you can't blame them for that. You have to say, honey, I had a bad day and I just really want to talk about it. And if she's in tune with you, she'll pick up on it, and next time she'll know without you saying a word. But this whole male-dominated macho bullshit, that's not getting you nowhere. And all that, and that stops you from being vulnerable to your woman. And your woman should be able to come to you and cry and laugh and tell you everything, and you not judge, and you not look at her as weak or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? And I think if we don't get to that point, then we'll never get what love has to offer. You know what I'm saying? And that's the dopest thing on the planet to me. Love is better than money. Yeah. Because if I feel loved, I can get a whole bunch of money. That's my right. I'm a sucker for love. I'm a sucker for love. So I just think if we get to that right spot, then magic happens. If you don't, then it's just going to be some bullshit. And you're going to get divorced. You'll be talking that dumb shit over and over and over and over and over. You know what I'm saying? So, Corey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take over the whole shit, but
Hey, Dr. Love, you doing okay, Dr. Love? Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? We all in tune with what you got going on.
I mean, Corey, you know me. I'm motivated by love. If I don't love what I'm doing, it's not going to work. If I don't love who I'm with, she's going to feel it. That's just it. I'm a sucker for love. I go overboard. I don't care. If I love you, overboard is necessary.
So reeling you back in.
Reel me back
to the task at hand. We have these lovely ladies on. We've had the guys on. Explain to the people the next step in the matchmaking podcast. Well,
the next step is we're going to see who is attracted to you guys. We're gonna have 6 more bachelors and bachelorettes on next week. Mm-hmm. We're gonna analyze each one of your answers and whatever. Me, Corey, and Sean are gonna decide who we think is best, a good matchup for you. Then we'll invite you back. And if you guys think so, we'll send you out on a date at our expense.
Nice.
And see if we can make it work for you. And if not, I'll give you my number and I'll come and service each account separately. I'm just joking. So that's what we're gonna do. But I think you guys all are beautiful people, and hopefully we can find you guys something. And
do we have any more questions from the audience for any of the contestants or any of the ladies? Any more questions, D?
Let's see. I'm gonna look right now and see.
I see the guys have conversing over on the in the comments.
David Lee wants to know, what is April doing in about a half hour?
Going to bed.
I'm going to bed.
Okay, Dave says that sounds good to him. Shoot him up.
I'm sure.
So, ladies, Christian, take us out of here. Tell us something. Give us a parting shot.
About just anything.
What have you come away with this session with? What do you think?
I thought this was awesome. I think that venues like this are great because everything you just said, it just kind of points to that thing where I think on a societal level, individual level, we have gotten into the point where we just assume things. We just have our own perspective, and we don't simply talk. Communication
is important.
This is what I'm thinking. This is what I need. This is what's wrong. This is my love language. This is what makes me feel bad. This is what triggers me. But we've learned to not do that, and instead just kind of, channel it into other things. And I think a lot of things get lost. And I totally agree with you, Demetrius. I think that this is a really critical time, and this is not excluding anybody, but for Black men and Black women to really need to support each other. And I've seen a lot of division and divisiveness, on that, because it just seems like we're not communicating. It seems like we have similar needs. Of course, we're not the same thing. A man is a man and a woman is a woman, but we share struggles. And we represent, I think, the balance in there, the sun and the moon, the yin and yang, and that's what it's supposed to be, the masculine and the feminine. So let's get back to that. Let's learn how to support each other instead of attacking each other. Well, Black women do this, and I don't like them.
I hate to hear that dumb
and
shit.
Black men, y'all get on my nerves because of this and throw them all away. No.
Okay, April, tell us something good, honey.
Well, I really appreciate you inviting me on this platform. I enjoyed the dialogue and the different young men that were on here. And I learned a lot from this conversation. We do have to be vulnerable. I like that you brought up that point in order to achieve and be able to love. Vulnerability is important, as well as communication. We can't assume, and I know I've been guilty of that in the past where my communication kind of lacked. But I've learned to now just be more effective communicating and just say what I need. So I think that's very important. And I just enjoy, the conversation and dialogue.
Well, April, I got some good news and bad news for you. The good news is I appreciate you, being on the show. The bad news, I'm certainly reporting you for getting your hair done and not so.
No social distancing.
I did it
whatsoever.
myself. I did it myself.
You did not do that yourself. That's not even possible. All right, Sean, tell us something good, huh?
Okay. I thought the show was great. And like everyone mentioned, we needed this. The last comments, I think it made a lot of sense. And I can admit, I've always struggled with communication and relationships. I think that's what me and Chris were just about, being more open and transparent. A lot of times I've kind of played a masculine role as far as communication, where it's like, okay, I can handle it, so I don't communicate and I expect you to know. But you can't expect someone to know what you're feeling. Okay, it's important to. Then if you communicate it and they still don't address the feeling, then you know that they just don't give a fuck. And so that's where you can move on, right?
All right, Corey, what do you think, brother?
I mean, I think everything went off pretty well. I will admit that I was, a skeptic when this whole, show was brought up. I will, put it out there, but it came off really well. I think everybody was pretty pleased with what we put together. So I'm happy that everything, came together well. And, for the other people that's skeptical, I seen a comment in the, viewers saying that we need more guys on here, more eligible bachelors. And I know for anybody that was skeptical, now that you see what we're putting out, by all means, like Demetrius said, we're going to bring 3 more guys back. Please come in, join us. Let's have this conversation. And, hopefully we will, match some people up and make some love connections.
Hey, Jamie, pop on the screen for a second.
Okie dokie.
All right, Jamie, what do you think, brother?
I like the format you got going here. That's connecting people, some honest conversations. People telling some truths and being honest in what they're looking for and what they're willing to give. It's great stuff, man. I'm lucky. Jamie. I'm married. I'm married. I've been married for 10 years now.
All right, Jamie, we got 3 minutes. Tell us the secrets of a successful marriage.
Oh man,
put you on the spot.
Yeah, the communication's important. When we have trouble, it's because we're not communicating well. So yeah, when there's a blip, when there's a glitch, it's because we're not communicating well. And having a sense of humor about it, not holding a grudge. You got to be able to laugh it off and move on.
Gotcha. How have you guys been with this quarantine? Have you guys ready to strangle each other or what?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's we get along. It's a big enough house, so we got room to have some elbow room when we need it. So we get along. So
gotcha. Jamie, thank you. Guys, go to the Beautiful Machine Magazine Detroit page. Leave us a message if you would like for us to feature you on one of the shows. But keep in mind, we're only interested in people that are looking to legitimately meet somebody, not trying to get laid, none of this bullshit, and you have to be a good catch. We're not saying you have to be rich, but be able to enter into a situation and be reasonably responsible. We're not trying to hook anybody up with a guy that's, hoping to ride this, unemployment shit out until 2022. Send us a message and one of us will get back in touch with you. Stop.
That's funny.
And get back with us. We're legitimately interested in connecting good people.
Yeah.
Corey, take us out of here, brother.
I mean, I think everything's been said. Thank you everybody for participating. We look forward to seeing you guys next week. And everybody have a wonderful, beautiful week. And stay safe.
Me too.
Thank you.
Okay. That's it for the Beautiful Machine Slightly Inappropriate podcast.
Okay.
See you next week.
All right. Thanks.
Hey, D, one more thing.
Hold on, Nick. Yo.
D.
Yeah.
One more thing. I think we were a little too nice. It's Inappropriate podcast. We got to get some more. One of the viewers and myself feel like we need some more scandalous questions next time.
Well, we're gonna go scandal. We're gonna go scandal. We're gonna find out if the girls go anal next week.
Bye.
That's slightly inappropriate right there.
Very inappropriate.
Good night, everybody.
All right, good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
All right.